Hello and welcome to the show. This is Everything Under the Sun. My name is Ty. Hope all of you are doing incredible and taking care of yourselves the best way that you know how to, and just appreciating each moment that you are able to appreciate, because it's like in our appreciation that just starts to compound on itself. As we appreciate something even for a short amount of time, there are more and more things that seem to come into our experience that we can appreciate. And that kind of goes in line with what I want to speak about today. The things that we put our attention towards, the things that we feel right now in this moment that may not be triggered by anything outside of us. The things that we feel right now in this moment start to generate a compounding experience that turns out to be our life, our day, our experience in that moment. And that's something very, very important. This morning I woke up and I felt this strange kind of feeling. It wasn't necessarily bad, it wasn't necessarily good. It was just this strange in-between feeling. So something I like to do is I like to write down on a notebook, on a piece of paper, or maybe even on your phone if you want to save paper, but write down today's date and what today's day is, like today is whatever day it is, and start listing how you want your day to go. And not necessarily event by event, but how do you want your day to feel? What does this day feel like? Does it feel like it's exciting? Does it feel like it's joyous? Does it feel like it's peaceful? Does it feel like it's bringing something new into your experience? Write down each of these aspects of how your day feels, how you want your day to feel. And as you write down each of those items, each of those feelings, sit with that feeling and feel it. Feel the excitement. What does excitement feel like? What does joy feel like? What does a stress-free day feel like? What does ease feel like? All the aspects that you write down on that piece of paper for your day, feel what that feels like. Get in tune with the vibration of that feeling. Oftentimes we don't bring association to that feeling, but we can bring that vibration in. And maybe it takes you imagining something, imagining an exciting moment to help you remember what that feeling feels like. But then afterwards, you can just hold on to that feeling. You can hold on to that vibration of that feeling, and you can let it resonate throughout your being. So with each of those words, allow that word, allow that emotion, allow that experience to be brought into your experience within yourself, and allow it to radiate within you just for a moment or two. And then go to the next item, and then the next item. And when you finish that list, allow yourself to hold on to the feelings that were generated throughout that list. And don't allow yourself to contradict what you put on that list about how your day is going to turn out. Because you may have to go to work, let's say, and your job is something that you do not like. Don't contradict the feelings that you felt about your day just because you said it's a stress-free day and you're like, my job is just naturally stressful. You want to feel a stress-free day, so maybe something happens at your job. Maybe there's a sewage leak and everyone has to work from home. Maybe there's, some kind of situation that makes it a very easy day. In reality, there are infinite possibilities of ways that your day can be stress-free, but it's only in the knowing of what to expect from your job. You said, I expect it to be stressful. It's just how it is. It's the nature of the job. That is creating an expectation, a very solid expectation that leads into each moment and the next moment and the next moment. Allow yourself to feel something new about your experience. And maybe you go into work and it does seem pretty hectic. It seems pretty crazy. It seems pretty on par with how it usually is. Don't allow your outside experience to dictate how you feel within yourself. Because when you were making that list, you felt the feeling of stress-free. You generated that vibration. Now maybe the situation in front of you, the chaos around you of your job, that you've held a strong belief that it is chaotic, it is stressful. You've held the strong belief it may not go away in one day. But what you can do in that moment is say, I wish to hold true to how I want this day to feel. So in whatever way possible, I'm going to figure out ways to alleviate stress, lower down some of the stress. Maybe I work at a desk and I can pop in one headphone and listen to some soothing music. Maybe I can pull out that list that I wrote down and just kind of go through it quickly and feel those feelings again just for a moment. And in that moment, you are feeling less stressed. It's only moment by moment that we live this life. So in each moment that you can bring the reality that you want to feel into this experience that you're having right now, then that is your life. That is the moment that you're living in. And it will start to compound on each other. You will figure out new ways to be at that stressful job and be stress-free. And as you make that list, as you affirm that vibration more and more, there may be other situations that arise that just maybe it's a promotion that gets you out of the hustle and bustle of whatever it is that seems to be stressing you out. And maybe it brings, again, something else that compounds on top of that experience. So a promotion means a raise. So not only did you get out of the stress-free environment, but now you get a raise, which means more money, which is something that I'm sure you've wanted. Allow yourself to feel the emotion of what you wish to feel in that day and hold on to that as much as possible. Bring in those aspects as much as possible. Feel the vibration of that emotion, of that feeling, of that experience, of well-being, of joy, of happiness, of excitement, of stress-freeness. Feel the vibration of that in each and every moment that you can. And it will generate more and more of itself in your life. And soon you will look back and you may not have to make a list every day because you already have a vibration that you feel comfortable in. You won't allow stress to come into your experience. You won't allow heartache or pain or suffering to come into your experience. And if it does come in your experience, it won't stay for very long because you value the vibration of well-being. You already value the vibration of well-being. We just don't recognize it, but it's in your feeling of discontent in certain situations that should be the very bright indicator that there's something else I want. I obviously want the opposite of this experience. I obviously value the opposite of this experience. Now, am I giving my attention to what I value, or am I giving my attention to what's in front of me? That's really the question. So if we experience something that does not feel good, and we say, you know what, this is telling me that I value something else, that's when we shift our attention to what we value. That's when we shift our attention to those emotions, those feelings on that list. We shift our attention towards those things. And those things, those experiences, those feelings will soon be a part of our daily, moment by moment life, which is what we all desire. But it's one step at a time. It's familiarizing ourselves with those vibrations that feel the best for us. So this morning, when I woke up and I felt that strange feeling, I recognized it right away because I knew it was not the vibration that I wanted to feel within myself. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but I just know that there are better feelings that I can feel. There are better experiences that I can have. So I began to do the work as I was brushing my teeth. It wasn't even a physical list at that time. It was just a mental list. How do I want this day to feel? I want it to feel exciting. I want it to feel bright. I want it to feel new and fresh. And then I got an idea to take a helicopter tour around the island, and I may do that, but I may not. But it's just the thought in itself that brought a smile on my face, brought a levity to this experience. We can imagine all sorts of things, and it doesn't mean that we have to do those things or feel down on ourselves if we don't do those things. Maybe they were brought into our consciousness just because we're on the vibration of well-being, of joy and happiness and excitement. There will be thoughts that start to come in that compound on that experience that make you smile right now in this moment, even if it's not happening in reality. But in that moment, you are smiling, you are joyous, you are happy, you are feeling that you desire to feel. And that is a win. That is success. You are successfully navigating your life in that moment. So as I continue throughout my day, I continue to start to think of those aspects. And as I got to a vibration that felt really good, I started doing this podcast. I only do this podcast when I feel this really just energetic life force that is just really, it's incredible. And as we start to promote those feelings that feel good, the feelings that we desire, we will find ourselves stepping into new territories. We will find ourselves moving into areas that maybe we felt were unfamiliar to us. We'll start moving more confidence and more joy, more happiness, more peace, more levity, more lightness. Those will be our emotions, and it will feel amazing. So that's all I really had for this episode. Really just that little short activity of writing down that list of what you wish to experience. And this can be for your entire day. This can be for a moment. You can say, I have a family gathering, and oftentimes my family is very tumultuous. This time I really want to map out how I want to feel throughout this experience. I feel unfazed by the BS that my family seems to bring to me. And BS may be there's energy in that. So I feel at peace. I feel like I can be insecure in my own vibration. I feel happiness. I feel excitement. I'm joyous to see these loved ones in my life. These are the things that I'm writing on my list, and these are the things that I'm feeling as I'm writing them. And before you go to that event, you feel these things, you hold on to these things as you enter that experience, and you will find that that experience has shifted just a little bit. And maybe you're the only one that's acting different. You're the only one that's thinking different and being different. But again, that is shifting that experience. So allow your experience to shift in the direction that you want it to shift in. Don't be moved by how life is moving you. Be the mover. Be the creator of this experience. And even if you're just creating it within your own mind, there is a security that you hold within yourself that no one else can take away. There's a peace that you can hold within yourself that no one can touch. Allow yourself to get there by paying attention to that, by bringing your attention to the fact that you value that more than the stress and worry and pain and suffering. It's one step at a time. Many of these experiences are very big, so don't feel as though you have to change everything in one day. Enjoy each moment. Live each moment how you wish to live it. So yeah, again, that's all I have for this episode. If you have any thoughts or ideas or anything you'd like to share, you can send that to everything.sunpodcast@gmail.com. You can join any of the social media groups: Instagram, everything.sunpodcast, Twitter, @everysunpodcast, the Facebook group, @everysunpodcast, and the YouTube page, @everysunpodcast as well. And that's all I got. Love you all so much, and I'll talk to you soon.